Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now I made a video a couple days ago talking about the top 5 class setups plus 1 bonus for the DLC weapon of the submachine guns in this game. We're basically doing the same thing here with assault rifles. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I'd very much appreciate that. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. And like I said, we're going to cover these 5 assault rifles in this game right now, and then also a 6th bonus class setup for that SWAT RFT, which is of course the DLC weapon which you get at the max level of the contraband. So yeah, drop a like, let's go for 1,500, and let's talk about these class setups. Now, I'm going to address some different things around stock with the ARs, scavenger, why on classes, why I don't run scavenger, why I don't, and different things like that. So let's get right into it, drop a like, subscribe, and let's talk about it. Now, first off, the ICR class setup. Now, the ICR class setup, this is a weapon that, a lot of weapons have evolved and changed over time, but this one's kind of just been nerfed down, and it's still a great gun in this game. My biggest concern with this weapon is the fact that you don't have really much of anything for attachments. You pretty much have to go with the double grip, which of course was nerfed a couple months ago as well. The reflex sight, because there is no elo sight on this one, but the ICR still is deadly. It's going to have your best accuracy and pretty much no recoil at all when you throw these two on. Now, you'll see here that I run tack mask and flak jacket. Now, why is this? First of all, the reason why I don't run scavenger is the fact that for scavenger, I'm going to run the crash specialist. And what the crash specialist does is on classes where I have scavenger, I'll run any of the other specialists. But on classes where I don't have scavenger, I'm going to make sure when I load into games, I'm going to be really quick and be aware when I'm loading in and try to snatch that crash specialist every time, because it gives me basically ammo packs where you don't have to run the ammo. It could be even debatably better than scavenger, because with a gun like this, I'm sitting back. I don't need to move up for it. Also gives you built-in hardline once you get killed with those assault packs, and a little bit of an extra heal. So it's a really good specialist in my opinion. And then I run ComSec device. This is a setup that would be more for, like, let's say something like firing range or jungle, where you're sitting. Jungle would be a better representation because it's a longer range map. This gun, the damage at range is incredible, and you don't even need long barrel just because of how good it is. So you run something like this, ComSec device to get streaks, tack mask, flak jacket, the double anti-BS setup, gung-ho, dead silence. Pretty self-explanatory stuff here, and you'll notice something with these setups is the perks. I revolve around the same, decent amount of perks, but what really changes is the guns and the attachments are the main things changing. Okay, so that's the ICR class setup. Now, once again, these aren't like, you can run different class setups and you can customize these setups depending on what you want to run. So for example, if you like the ICR, but you don't like ComSec device because you don't like to go for big streaks, go ahead and rock acoustic or stim shot or body armor, whatever you want. These are just the setups that I'm giving you. And of course, I talk about setups so much because they always evolve and change in this game, as well as, just with updates, patch notes, and different things like that always change the meta or shift the meta. Next is the Rampart, which is still a monster of a weapon. I probably need to play with this gun and make another video on it, because this gun is still insane. But the thing about this weapon is it's not for everyone, because you run high caliber 1 and high caliber 2, and what makes this gun so good is the fact that if you're going for straight body shots, this gun just gets outclassed by a weapon like the KN or the Maddox. But if you are going for headshots, or even with high caliber 2, increased damage to the upper chest, so upper chest or headshots, this gun is a monster. I slap on the grip and I load this thing up with attachments, because success around this class setup depends on hitting your shots specifically in that one region. So you can see reflex sight to help me out with that. Although reflex sight you don't need on this setup. However, you see if I take it away, I don't really have a spot for anything else here, right? So reflex sight, you can use it without. There's good class ups with it or without. I'm showing you one of them today. And then grip to help me hit those shots. High caliber 1, high caliber 2. ComSec device to go for streaks. And on this one, a similar setup. However, I do have scavenger on this one, which would allow me to run any other specialist. So for example, I might want to run the Tempest specialist or something else that, goes off of accuracy if I'm already in that mood, to synchronize and keep these class ups as synced as possible. So that is a good one for the Rampart 17. You can mix this up, you can mix this up, but the main thing is keeping that high caliber 1, keeping that high caliber 2. You pretty much don't have much options as far as that. For this attachment, you could run fast mags instead of grip. That's all personal preference, whether you have trouble with the reloads because you do have only 30 in the magazine here with a kind of a slower fire rate, or you have trouble with the recoil. So that's your decision right there. Next setup here, this is one of my favorite setups in the game. Now, I usually run this one with ComSec device. However, I put stim shot on because I know a lot of people watching these videos are a fan of stim shot. And if you're looking for an AR class to use stim shot with, it doesn't get much better than this. The KN57 Russian setup, rapid fire, ELO sight I prefer over reflex. That's a personal preference thing. Hybrid mags, you guys know my stance on hybrid mags. Take it on every single time that it's available on a any sort of weapon, pretty much for the most part. And then stock, my stance on stock is take it every time it's available on an assault rifle. Then the reason why I run stim shot here, or that I would probably run ComSec device, but I would recommend that if you are someone that likes running stim shot, go with stim shot. You know, stick to, when it comes to gear, stick to what you're comfortable with and what you like to use. But stim shot would work great on this class up because of the fire rate with it, and the fact that this weapon, its time to kill is so damn fast up close because of how this all ties in. Tac mask, gung ho, dead silence. When it comes down to picking one perk one, if I am going to go without crash, it's obviously going to be scavenger. But if I'm going with crash, it's between these three, and in my opinion, it still is tac. It's so close, but it still is tac mask taking the reins for that one. Next, we're going to talk about the Vapor class setup. Now, this is a similar Vapor class setup that I uploaded the other day. However, the one I uploaded the other day, I was using the where is it? The Mastercraft variant, which changes the sights to make the sights better. So if you're running the Mastercraft variant, the setup that I used with it was something more like this, where I basically, you know, decked it out excuse me. I decked it out basically around this. This is the setup that I used in my video yesterday. However, this setup works better when you have a cool variant with a cool iron sight, which not everyone has because it's kind of, it's $10 or something, which is kind of ridiculous, right? So a more normal class setup, if you're just rocking diamond, would be the default iron sights. I'm not a fan of it at all, and I'm going to be honest. So ELO is what I would rock with as far as this. And then when it comes down to the perk setup, you could go with a standard perk setup here. However, this would be another good one where, honestly, this would be a good setup if you wanted to go with something like this. And the reason why I designed this setup, for a lot of people that still like acoustic and that like scavenger, if you pair this with recon, you're basically going to be a setup that would give you knowledge based on the acoustic sensor, keep you off of their knowledge based on dead silence, and also give you knowledge with the recon specialist, keep you off of their knowledge with the suppressor. So this is kind of a half in, half out stealth class setup. And when it comes down to using an AR silenced, I really like to use the Vapor out of all of them when I am picking one just for that silence setup. You know what I'm saying? Next, we have the Maddox, and I think it's pretty much well known that this is still, at this point, the best gun in the game, just based on the raw stats of the fact that the fire rate is crazy fire rate like an SMG. However, this weapon is still fairly controllable, even without a grip available or anything like that. Once again, ELO to reflex, you have a decision to make there. And then the big decision with this weapon is either the fact, do you run the operator mod or not, which I might make a video comparing them. But the other decision here is fast mags, quick draw, and stock, or you can take away quick draw and double up on perk 1. However, this is just like my go-to setup. You don't have to worry about anything. Aiming down sights is fast, reloads are fast, your strafe is fast, the recoil on this weapon isn't bad, the time to kill is amazing on this weapon, and then I stack ComSec device because I like to go for big streaks. And then this is, of course, when it comes down to the 3, if I can only pick 3 perks, the majority of the time it will come down to these 3, and I will take Scavenger. That's just how it goes. And the reason why you're seeing ComSec device in so many of my setups is because, you know, the score streak setups that I like to run are either Thresher, Attack Chopper, Strike Team, Sniper's Nest, Attack Chopper, Strike Team, or Drones. Those are Drone Squad, Attack Chopper, Strike Team. Those are pretty much the 3 score streak setups that I stick with, and you can see how much ComSec device helps it. From 1,000 to 800, from 1350 to 1050, and so that's helping me on 2 kills for here, and on 3 kills for these ones, and 2.5 for this. So it's really, really strong, and that's why you see me using ComSec device so much, because streaks, having a good weapon allows me to get the streaks, which allows me to get the good gameplays, get the wins, get the high KDs and stuff like that. And then the bonus setup here we have for the SWAT RFT, which is a weapon that not everyone has, but it's it's pretty good weapon in this game because of the fact that the attachments available are really nice. And the first thing, when I saw that this was a DLC weapon, the first thing that I looked into was, is there stock on it as a DLC assault rifle? There is. This is one where you could run the default sight on it. However, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm someone that in past games, I was a big fan of the iron sights, of the default sights. In this game, I'm more of, I think it's the way that the class setups are designed, where you can see if you made a setup like this, you're kind of stuck in no man's land with an extra point. You can't slap on these because you need a wild card. You don't want to put this on because this is more for competitive. It takes away your specialist thing that it comes with, right? So for the most part, I'm just like, you know, whatever, reflex. This is a good setup because you can run stock, fast mags, run sort of 2 attachments with it. Honestly, you might not even need fast mags. You could use use extended mags here if you wanted to. That could be a good idea just to mix it up and have a setup with, you know, because I usually am running fast mags and hybrid and all the other ones. So if you want to mix it up a little bit, double stack the perk ones. And another unique thing you could do here is, honestly, if you wanted to not run crash, you could double stack like this, scavenger and attack mask, and then you're getting the best of both worlds. The only thing you're missing out on is that explosive protection, which will only come into play on certain niche situations. I don't know why I was having so much trouble saying niche. So basically specific situations where they're nading you, where you're running into mesh mines. You know, flak jacket's not going to help you in every single gunfight. And, you know, not really, honestly, the only ones that would be like Gung Ho. So that's why Gung Ho is run on every single class up, if you guys are wondering. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like I said, there's other setups you can go. However, I think this is a good way to spread out these 6 best setups or 5 best setups plus the bonus one for assault rifles. If you guys could drop a like in this video, I'd very, very much appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And that's about it. You know, of course, class ups will continue to change and evolve, and I'll discover new things or new little nuances with the stats. And, you know, this long barrel makes this weapon twice as good and stuff like that. That's going to continue to happen, and things are going to continue to change. But as of right now, you should do pretty good with any of these setups in the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'm out.